Okay, so today we are going to make this scene right here. We're going to make this orb, this kind of smudgy look around it. We're going to make everything except these two guys. So let's get into it. We're going to first add our plane. I'm going to scale it up till it fits the scene here. And I'm going to hit Tab, W, and then subdivide. And I'm going to, in our number of cuts, I'm going to give it 100 cuts. All right. Next thing we're going to do is subdivision surface and displace. I'm going to put our displace at 0.5 and then hit new, and we're going to hit this little icon right here, and then at image or movie we're going to add clouds, and then right here on size I'm going to click it till it says 0.85. That's kind of what we're going for here, and we're going to put our sphere right here in our composition. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we're going to add another displace, and that's going to give us our rocky terrain look. So right here on strength we're going to put it 0.02, hit new, hit the little icon, and we're going to pick marble. And then right here on depth we're going to bring it all the way up, and then on turbulence just kind of move that till you like what you see. I think that's about good. Alright, and then you can kind of see it work pretty well if you go back on your subdivisions and your modifiers and you click 2. See how it has that rocky look? But I don't want to overload my computer, so I'm going to put my subdivisions at 0 and render at 3. So we're going to leave this like this while we work. Alright, let's add our camera. I'm going to try to set up my composition. I hit Control Alt 0 and hit G, middle click, and kind of move it in. Like this. I'm going to rotate this a little bit. Okay. So let's just view it real quick. Alright, now we're going to add our sphere. So UV sphere. I'm going to subdivide it once, W, and then subdivide smooth, and we're going to click smooth vertices. Alright, we're going to add it right here. Alright, that looks pretty good. And we're going to duplicate it, and then scale it down like that. Okay, so what we're going to do on this outside one, we're going to give it a glass shader, and then on the inside one we're going to give it our emission shader. I'm going to give it an emission strength of 50 and color of like a red fire kind of orange. Alright, now we have this going on, but in my render you can see how it's kind of smudgy. It's not really a basic glass shader. So here's what we're going to do. First we're going to fix our composition. I'm going to hit G to bring it up and then R to rotate it down. Alright, there we go. I knew something was different. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to split our screens in half. I usually just use the UV editing preset, so that kind of splits it in half. But if you don't have that, you right here, you just kind of drag it like that. Okay, and then I'm going to go to the node editor on this side, node, and then alright, we're here in our glass shader. So first thing we're going to add is a color ramp, COL, and then we're going to plug that into the roughness, and then we're going to add a noise texture. Alright, noise texture, plug that in, and then we're going to put our distortion at 2. And then that'll be fine. If you have the Node Wrangler plugin, Node Wrangler add-on enabled, it's default. You just go to your user preferences, add-ons, and type in Node Wrangler. You can see if you hit Control and Shift, you click on Color Ramp. Wait, hold on. Go to Material View first. If you click on your color ramp, hold Shift and Control, you can see what it's doing. So the black would be completely see-through glass, and the white would be the roughness. So we're going to bring it up like this. We're going to change the black because we don't want it to be completely see-through. And then, as you can see, this is what it's going to look like. See how it's kind of noisy, but you get the idea how the roughness works. So you can kind of get those stickouts like that. So we're going to leave it. We're going to leave it like this, and we're good with that. All right, last thing we're going to do, I'm going to delete my sun, and we're going to add our lighting, and the lighting is just one area lamp pointing this direction. So what we're going to do, Shift A, lamp, area. I'm going to bring it over here, scale it up. I'm going to hit R twice so we can rotate it and point it directly at our sphere. And I'm going to hit scale, and I'm going to scale it up like that. Let's just see how that looks. All right. Go to your world settings and bring this all the way down to black. All right. Go back to your area settings. I'm going to put it at 400, and then we're going to give it a slightly blue tint. All right. I'm going to bring our camera in a little bit so that we don't get those edges. And then scale these two down a little bit. Alright, so the last thing we need to do is shade this, and that's going to be super easy. We just need to add a principled shader. Bring your metallic up just a little bit, and your roughness up a little bit. And let's see how that looks. We don't want it to reflect too much, so let's just bring our roughness up more until it looks kind of how a rock would reflect our lighting. Alright, that looks good. And just let's bring our subdivisions back to 2 and see how that looks. Yep. And we got it. Let's just scale our let's scale our 2 spheres up a little bit just to put them more into the scene. And we're done. Just render that for your samples. I would put my samples at 500 and keep it at 1920 by 1080. On denoising, I would click denoising and put 0.1, just a little bit of denoising. That's all you need. But yeah, I'd keep my samples at around 500, no less. You'll get pretty noisy at that. And yeah, that's how you do it. Thanks for watching.